Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our session on Microsoft Dynamics 365 for Sales Professional. I'm Gopika Ravi. I'm a program manager in Dynamics 365 for Sales team. And in this session, I'm going to give an overview of a need for a sales CRM product in a small and medium business that is growing. How Dynamics 365 for Sales Professional, in conjunction with the Office suite of products, is going to bring value to such growing organizations. And if time permits, I will also give an overview of the setup process, our simplified setup experience, so you can see how easy and seamless it is to transfer data between Office products and Dynamics 365. So we all know that we live in this age of digitization, and one of the consequences of digitization is that people are bombarded with information. Gone are the days where we had to scurry for information about a customer, a product, or a feature. Today, the biggest challenge is to figure out how to make sense of all the information that is presented to us, and also see what is the information that makes the most sense, what is the information that's most valuable to me and my customers. And salespeople are not immune to this challenge. One study shows that 59% of sellers that they have too many sales tools that they have to work with. And 50% of them don't know what is expected of them or are unclear of their expectations from the organization. But the most concerning data point is that 64% of sellers' time is spent on non-selling activities. This means they are spending their time on transferring data from one system to the other, or setting up meetings, following up on meetings, or basically time not spent on selling, which means time not spent on generating revenue. An Accenture analysis found out because of these distractions, there is a 14% decrease in seller productivity, which means a heavy cost to the organization. So the distraction itself is not just the only concern, and the sales process itself is also getting more and more complicated. One study found that every sales purchase decision involves on an average 10 people making these decisions. And it's no wonder that each deal is taking 97% of the deals are taking longer than what is expected for them to take. Even internally, the organizations have not figured out what is the way to move forward. So 60% of companies say that they don't have a well-defined sales process, and there is also an increase in need for internal and external collaboration to take the deals forward. Given all these distractions and complexities, what are sales leaders supposed to do to improve productivity and generate revenue? And we bring you Dynamics 365 for Sales product with Office, along with Office suite of tools, which we think is the solution to the exact problems that our customers are facing. So what you see in this first screen is our Outlook integration. Given the growing number of stakeholders that get involved in a purchase decision, it becomes more and more difficult for sellers to track the conversations and relay their conversations with their customers. So with the Outlook integration, we are bringing the Dynamics app inside Outlook, where the customer interactions and communications are happening. So with this integration, you are able to track, if for example, if there was a stakeholder that has sent an email to your Outlook account, from within Outlook, you're able to track this person, track this communication, and relate it to an opportunity or a deal inside CRM with just one click. And we saw how many companies do not have a well-defined sales process, and this leads to wasted time and distractions for the sellers. Dynamics 365 provides a way for organizations with our business process flow to set up well-defined process flows that sellers have to focus on and complete before they can move the deal forward to the next step. By this way, sellers know what is the optimal optimal choice to make. Also, the organizations can make sure that they have a consistent sales process established within the company. And sellers are always chasing behind goals, and these goals are not very clear and not very well defined in most cases. So with Dynamics 365's contextual and real-time dashboard, sellers and sales managers are able to track their business KPIs and take coordinated measures to make sure that they attain these organizational priorities. Next, let's look at how Dynamics helps in streamlining sellers' workflows. In the previous slide, you would have seen an example where a lot of Dynamics activities are taking place inside the team's modern workspace. So with the Teams and Dynamics integration, we're making it more easy for sellers and sales managers to share customer information and documents across functions and across geography in order to move the deal forward. So in many cases, the seller is not working on a deal alone, right? He's working with a bunch of teammates. He's probably working with the marketing and the finance team to make sure that the deal is progressing and moving forward. So with this team integration, you are able to embed a Dynamics record or the content related to the Dynamics record, updates and reports, all inside Teams, so you can make sure that the collaboration happens seamlessly. For example, imagine a scenario where I'm a salesperson working on a proposal for a deal that I am assigned to, and I want to make sure that my sales manager reviews this presentation. What I can do is I can go to the sales channel, which is tracking the deal that I'm working on, and present and attach the presentation here in the conversations within Teams, and ask my manager to review the presentation. And my manager can either reply back with his comments and feedback, or set up a meeting from within Teams to go over the changes and the updates that need to happen to this presentation. But on the second screen, you see how the Dynamics records are synced with the content that is shared within Teams. So in the previous example, during the meeting, say I'm making some changes to the presentation as my manager is giving me the feedback. With the document integration and the document sync, all the changes that I make inside Teams is automatically synced back into the Dynamics records. So within CRM, you have the most updated documents, although you're working on Teams and making these changes on Teams. And finally, we understand that salespeople are working on the go. We see that sales tools need to support this contemporary work mode. So that's why our sales mobile application provides a consistent experience across the web app, mobile, and tablet. And in addition to all the features that are offered on web app, we also have mobile optimized scenarios such as voice activated commands, and task flows, which makes it simpler for salespeople to track and perform some of the most commonly performed Dynamics activities while they're on the go. So you may be thinking that, okay, what I've heard so far is great, but I am not an organization with complicated sales needs, or I do not have a technology team, a sophisticated technology team to deploy a CRM within my company, or I don't have the time and resources to spend on training my salespeople to adopt a CRM product. And we hear you, and we think with Dynamics 365, you can start with what you need, and you can grow the CRM platform as your business requirements grow. So what I mean by that is Dynamics 365, as you've seen, is taking the CRM workload into the tools that your sales teams are already using and are familiar with. So the integration with Outlook, the integration with Teams, and the document sharing makes it easy for them to adopt and start using a new CRM tool. So it may be interesting for you to learn that about 98% of our sales professional customers are Office Suite users, and among them, 65% of them are new to the CRM ecosystem, which should say something about the ease of adoption of this product. So with that, I want to switch to a demo where I want to explain, showcase how easy it is for new CRM users to get onboarded with the Sales Professional app. So this is a typical landing page, a typical dashboard of how CRM is set up. As you can see, there is a visual way for you to look at your sales pipeline, how the opportunities are being rated, and the most important records are being set up in here. And these dashboards are absolutely customizable. You're able to modify these dashboards and include the most relevant information for your organization. And these are interactive. For example, if I decide that I want to learn more about opportunities on the proposed page, then I click on them, and then the entire page changes to filter and streamline and showcase data only relevant to that particular phase. But let me quickly move on to the settings. So as I mentioned, we want to make sure that we have made a lot of changes in Sales Pro to make sure that the onboarding experience and the experience of the first run experience for the admin is as simple as it can get. So we have a list of the most standard integrations or on setup experience that I want to showcase. So I'm clicking on Connect SharePoint. Okay, so as soon as I clicked on Connect SharePoint, it recognizes the SharePoint location that my organization is using. All I have to do is verify if this is the right location, or if not, I can go provide the right location for the SharePoint and click on Connect SharePoint, which is going to make sure that the connection between Dynamics CRM and Office SharePoint location is set up. The internet is a little slow here, so bear with me. I click on Import Data. Okay, so now I'm here on the import data screen. It is still seems to be rolling. Okay, you can see how it is easy for you to bring an Excel or a CSV file and move all your leads and opportunities into CRM. Or if you want, you can bring all of your contact information from Exchange and click on Start Import. All of your contacts is going to be loaded automatically into CRM system. Manage users. So under Manage Users, we have simplified the process of adding users on a Sales Pro, even when compared to an enterprise, to our enterprise offering. So what we mean by that is you no longer have to go to the Office portal in order to add a new user and set the user security roles. You can add a user right from the CRM settings. So there is a quick create new user form that shows up. If you have good internet, it will load it faster. So you can click on the username, the user's username and password, and set up the security role and click on add. The user is going to be added to your system. The last thing I want to showcase is how to set up an email. So once you've established that the Office connectivity, the system would go and discover all the users that are mapped to the CRM license and also bring their email addresses. All you need to do is make sure that these email addresses are correct and approve and test mailboxes just to make sure that the server-side connection between Outlook and Dynamics is set up right. So with that, With that, we're done with the presentation and the demo. And if you wanted to learn more about the sales professional product, you can visit our website. There is a sales professional page. And if you want to evaluate this session, there is a link on the slide that you can use to go and evaluate the slide. Thank you so much. If you had any questions, please, do you guys have any questions? Or you can come on this side and talk to us.